rather be laying in bed reading your book right now.
I'm excited
It's
that you're
so
reading it.
good.
I
It's
delayed it
so
by
good.
like a couple months. There's one little typo I have to fix, but the cover keeps printing like slightly to the left, just like by a half an inch. So once I like fix that, I'll put out the book. I'm
It's just
excited.
like slightly off center.
Every time I print it, it's either like the wrong color, slightly off center, the back isn't showing up. I'll text you a picture after. And so it prints on Ingram, I think it's Ingram Sparks like perfectly,
Yes.
but it
Okay.
does not print through Amazon perfectly. So I'm fixing it
That's really annoying.
a little bit.
Um,
I miss MySpace. I miss it every day of my life. I think about it a lot.
um, yeah, I just there was just something so peaceful about like sitting and editing your MySpace layout and like finding the perfect song and yeah. So you
Removing
were like
friends
woke.
when they suck,
Yes.
demoting them.
Yep. Like you're no longer my top eight.
Bye.
Um, we should make it's a good content idea. Like top eight for authors right now.
We all just have our MySpace pages
Yeah,
again. Someone should just reinvent MySpace.
I agree. I 100% agree. Sometimes I'm like doing coding at work and doing a little bit of JSON, and I'm just like, oh, this takes me back to when I knew like I had color. What are those called? The color code things. I had those memorized.
What
Like,
was your song when you opened? Mine was Spill Canvas. I don't know the exact song, but it was by Spill Canvas.
mine was cute is what we aim for.
Okay,
House of
pretty good.
Curves. Yeah, those were the good old days. Take me back. I feel like I've gotten to know you a little bit in the last couple weeks. And I think it's only fair that we get to share you with the world. Um, so, a couple of things I don't know about you. First of all, what's your favorite color?
Slate blue, butter yellow.
What is slate blue?
It's a
Is that kind of
blue
like the
with,
burnt?
it's a blue, it's like a medium tone blue, and then you mix gray in it. So it's
Yes,
like a
okay.
bluish gray.
Yep. I always called that like burnt blue. It's like the blue version of burnt orange. I
Yeah,
never mind.
a burnt blue. And
It makes
then
sense in my head.
it's just, I love like the way it's still like, I don't know, it looks like a ocean on a cloudy day where it's like the water is a little more murkier and I'd rather not know what's in the ocean. So,
Yeah, no, valid. Uh,
thanks.
we have so much in common. Coffee or tea, or no caffeine at all.
Minimal caffeine, but I do like matcha, but hot matcha is, I can't do it. I spit it out. It tastes like warm football field grass.
Do you have experience with the taste of warm field grass
I don't know. I'm sure we've all had like some weird grass
at
in
some
our
point?
Jamba Juice. Yeah, like growing
Yeah.
up. But yeah, it's just, I like an iced matcha latte with whole milk and a little honey. Done. Super simple.
Um, so matcha is my favorite color. Cannot stand the
Interesting.
drink. I can't stand it. It's too like it's too earthy for me. Um, but it looks so pretty, so I really want to like it.
You can try like the strawberry one, the blueberry one, the banana. Banana overpowers everything. It's like rock, paper, scissors, but banana wins every time.
It really does. Feel bad for people that don't like banana because that's totally true.
It is. You put
Um,
banana on anything and it's banana flavored.
yep,
Even if it's like
automatically.
a millimeter of banana.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So much banana and it's
So
just like
true.
the entire thing.
About your writing process. Do you outline or do you free write
As
or a
someone
combo?
with raging ADD, I free write. I do have a little bit of an outline and I do write all the characters' names, first names, last names, and I write like how old they are, what they look like, their background story, what foods they like, things that their pet peeves are. And then I have like a list. And then what I started doing though is I started writing down dates of the book. So it's like, okay, on a Monday she did this, Wednesday she did that, Friday. So when I'm writing, I can keep track. And then I'm like, okay, like now we're at Christmas, like now we're at New Year's. What day is it? So it seems a little more realistic. But besides that, I just write. And then if I have an idea, I will start a sentence of like the last I'll start a sentence if I'm writing my book, and then if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do one more page, and then I'll write like a line or two, and then where I'm going with it, and then I put it away and I pick it up the next day, and where I'm gonna restart, but completely free write. And every time
I
I
love
write an
that.
outline, it just like doesn't ever, I never use it, and then I'm spending like a month doing an outline to just never even look at it.
I think I'm gonna ask every author that question because I'm so curious to know like because I wouldn't be able to do that. Like outlines, like I love the idea of it, but like it feels like it would like kind of block you from
Yeah.
the freedom of writing. So I don't know.
I
That's cool.
forgot the name of it. There's a word for it, and it's not chaotic writing, but there's a certain structure. It's like free flow. I'm not sure what it's Stephen King. I think it's Stephen King. I could be wrong. But I think he does that, and there's a specific word for it. I'll look it up after of what he
Okay.
does. And it's
Yeah.
just you just like you're feeling the characters. You're becoming the characters,
You just go for it.
and you just wing it. And if it sucks, you just redo it and you cry.
I'm a little nervous about you becoming your characters, considering I just got to part two of your book. I'm a little worried, but we'll talk about that in a second. Um, when you we're gonna go out of order, but you mentioned naming your characters. How do you do it?
I'm a big name person. I love names more than anything. My dog is named Hubble, like the telescope, and that took forever to pick. It was between that and Baymax and Kevin, but ultimately Hubble.
Kevin? Oh my God, Kevin would have been so
Uh,
cute though too. But I love
I
Hubble.
know. But I pick names, I look at baby lists and I see what's trending. I try and not use names that are very popular, like, Nicole, Hannah,
Sarah.
Rebecca, Sarah. I try and find names that are easy to spell, easy to pronounce, but sometimes have like a unique twist. Like my book character in this book is Serafina. You can call her Sari, but Serafina is a really pretty eloquent name, and I also look up on TikTok, you can say like old money baby names or I don't know, like preppy boy names and see. Um, but I think names are so beautiful and I just try and find names that would fit with the character. But I also try and find names that aren't overdone. I also, if I don't like you and you were a bully to me in middle school, because we never forget, you're going to be a character that I don't like in there.
I I love it. You could expect a message from me when we're done, being like, "So, what did this person do to you in middle school?"
A lot. But
I love
yeah,
it.
names it's also good to look at the origin of names like Fae, right? I think Fae means fairy, but Alara is water fairy. So if you have my friend, her name is Fae, and her daughter, her name is Alara. And so when you have that, you can kind of find a cohesive background to both the names.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. My daughter's name is Avery, and
That's pretty with a Y.
it's yeah, it's Queen of the Fairies. Which like I really like the name
I
so
love
much that
that.
it really didn't matter that it was, but it's pretty cool. It's Queen of Fairies. Um, then I also have a Connor, and that's like leader of hounds, and we are not a dog family as much as I'd love to be. So I don't know. I pick the names over the meanings, but
I do love
um,
a good name. But you also can't force the name. Like, and names are different for fantasy versus everyday.
it's true.
So,
So this is your second book or
second
second?
book.
Okay. So have you ever like have you changed the names after the fact? Has that ever happened to you? Or
I
like once you have a name,
did
you okay?
in the book, She's Not One of Us. I changed the name. So, in a lot of families, you'll notice, like the first book I wrote, a lot of families will have the same names, like all starting with an A
Yeah.
and, or like a K. So, when I wrote all my characters, they all had the same letter of the name, and it was really confusing for readers.
Oh,
So, because it's also dual
I could see that.
timeline, dual chapter, it was a lot, multiple point of view. So when you do that with your characters, it can confuse people. So I have learned to do different names. But I did change, I finished the book and then I put it out and then I realized I forgot to fix one of the names. And I was like, oh shit. But the line, it was fine. It looked like it was a standalone, but I went back and you can fix it, which is nice.
Oh, that is really cool. Because that would drive me
Oh, it
absolutely
drove me
crazy.
bonkers.
Yeah,
Bonkers.
that would have. Yeah, nope, 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 nope. Um, when you read, do you read Kindle or physical books?
I love a physical book, but my eyesight is not great anymore. So I do Kindle and I have grandma font and I
I
have
love
reading
it.
glasses now. So I'm able to read without my eyes being really fatigued. But I still buy my book trophies. So every time you save money on Kindle, that's a lie because I have to
Yeah,
double buy it all. I'm like, okay, I read this, buy this book trophy. Like it's something that I don't know. But I do love to turn the pages and smell the paper. But the Kindle is just easier for my eyes, especially when I'm editing photos all day and then I'm editing my book or writing.
yeah. No, I could see that. All of these are trophies. I listen to most of my books, but I still like I have to own it. I don't know. There's something about just like feeling the pages. So I'm with you.
It's also like the smell.
Yes.
It just I love
There's
it.
just
But if
something
it's a
about it.
textbook from college, I don't love the smell.
No. And they definitely smell different. I'm not into it
They smell
at
like
all.
failure. That geometry book had a bad
Misery.
smell.
My cat's book. Yep. Yeah. Not great. Um, bookstore or library.
Bookstore. I don't know why, but bookstore.
I don't know. I love the library and I love like Libby, but there is something about like saying it's mine, you know? I don't know. I can't really explain it. But I like the smell of libraries. Like I like
I'm kind
going
of
to the
like a
library.
library. My friends come over and borrow books, and I make sure they give them back. I keep a little log. Who borrowed what?
I my neighbor actually has a copy of one of my books right now and I almost hi Beth, if you see this. But I almost like got a barcode scanner to like start like actually keeping track of them. I might need to.
I think you should.
Um, maybe.
When the world ends and there's no electricity, all we're gonna have is our books.
I know. Someone at work today, we actually talked about the world ending, and they were like, well, you're set because you're going to have a crap ton of fire. And I was like, how dare you? Like, I'm not burning my
No,
book. No, let the world end. You can't have my books.
I'm really
But
into
I'll be
doomsday
entertained.
prepping. Doomsday
Yeah.
prepping is like my favorite thing to think about.
Okay. So this came up today. I don't even know why we were talking about it, but it's so funny that you mentioned that because like I'm not prepared at all. Um, but we have a lot of books about like gardening and um, like weapons and our care and like just like anytime we go to a used bookstore, my husband grabs like a doomsday how to survive in the
Good,
wilderness book.
good. It's
It's like,
important.
okay,
I even
yeah,
have
no,
one of
we should still
those
be screwed.
water things for like dirty water that you can.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
I'm
stop.
set.
Okay, well now I need to get one. I as soon as we get off of here, send me a link to the one that you
Send
have.
you a link to my
Yeah.
doomsday prep kit.
Yes, please, please. Yeah, no, like list it, like make an Amazon storefront, put it in your bio. I need it. I need all of it. Um, back to my question. Um, which I'm so upset because I 100% like this iPad is like set up perfectly, but my contacts are acting up. And so like everything is blurry.
No,
Um,
that's the worst.
it's fine. I'm not looking down anymore. I'm just going like this. Um, when you write, and I'm really interested to hear this, when you write, do you have to be in silence or do you write with music on?
Complete silence. If there is so much as a voice across the hall, I lose it. It has to be a completely silent room, pitch black, every window shut, blackout curtains, and then I have to have a cinnamon gingerbread candle lit.
That is oddly specific,
It
but
cannot
that
be
sounds great.
floral. It has to be like warm and spicy, and it has to just, I have three of them and I light them all.
Okay. Um, are you writing on like a laptop?
I write in bed on my laptop,
Okay. Well, no wonder your eyes are killing you because you're just
probably.
like black out everything and then screen. Um, I love that though. And I love that you know what it takes to get you like in that headspace. That's so awesome.
And air
Um,
conditioning. I have three fans at all times going because we live in California and it's so expensive for air conditioning here. If you run the AC between like 4 and 9, it's I think 40% more. Yeah, it's insane. So we keep our house at 72, but it's too warm for me. So I have all these fans just like blasting air, so I can survive.
I I love that. When you so let's say you can't have that perfect setup for some reason. Let's say your candles run out. Um, is there anything besides like the atmosphere that like you find stifles your creativity? Like what
Daytime.
blocks you? Daytime?
Daytime.
Okay, that's fair.
I
That's
have so
fair.
much to do during the day that I can't, if I have to, I'll force myself to write it around 2 or 3 p.m. if it's an absolute thing or I have a lot of shoots that week. But I prefer to write late at night. So I'll write between I'll start at 6 and then I'll work until 10. I'll eat dinner and then I'll write for another couple hours.
Um, well, we might as well just segue right into it. When you're not writing, what do you do?
Editing weddings, photographing weddings, photographing babies and maternity, a lot of photos. And then I do Pilates, like Legree. I do Legree, long walks, runs. I like to bake and I'll go with friends like once or twice a week to get coffee. Um, but I'm a homebody now. I used to definitely not be, but 2020 taught me who I really am, and I am a bedrock girl.
Just embrace it. Just
Charlie
roll
and the
with it.
Chocolate Factory, Grandpa 2.0, me. It's me. Bedrock queen.
It's also me. Why don't you live closer to me? Why don't
I
I
know.
live closer to you? We could
My
be
friends come
homebodies
over.
together.
My friends come over and we sit in my bed and we watch movies and we have snacks.
That sounds perfect.
It's pretty nice.
Um, okay, skipping around. I don't. Okay, we need to try and stay spoiler free if we can here. Mainly for me because I don't want a spoiler. Um, what is the weirdest Google search that you've done for a book that sounds like really bad out of context?
Honestly, I really thought I was going to get in trouble for this one. Let me see if I can phrase it without giving anything away. I think I Googled. No, that would give it away. I'll do the other book. I'll do the other book. I Googled different plants and their toxicity.
Okay.
And I also Google, well, not for my book, but just for fun. I think I Googled mushrooms, like which mushroom would kill you. And then if you were trying to survive and the other person die, which mushroom you would take and what dose you would take.
That's your search history is dangerous.
Death
Don't.
cap mushrooms, and I think there's fallen angel mushrooms. Those are the deadliest.
Yep. I would end up spoiling a book if I mentioned it, but there is a book, and that is The Method. Um,
Interesting. Text me after. I want to know what book it is.
yeah, I will. Well, I just spoiled it for you, but as long as you don't care, I
No, it's
will.
fine.
Okay. Um, on that topic, favorite author?
Um, growing up, it was what's her name? Sophie. It was the girl that wrote Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Okay.
Sophie. It's our Sophie K.
Yep.
She
Yep.
was
No,
my
I'm
favorite
picturing the
growing up.
cover.
I do like Emily Henry books. I just started reading them. There's some I don't like, but there's others I like a lot. I'm reading Al Kennedy right now, the off-campus books, but I do like the show more. Um, And then, man, I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite. I know that sounds bad, but
Oh, I couldn't name a favorite if you asked me to.
I if you were to say like, "Oh, who are your favorite musicians?" I couldn't even tell you. The list is long. I'm trying to figure out. I do like Rebecca Yarros's books, but I haven't read Fourth Wing. I know I'm a horrible person. But I read The Things We Leave Unfinished, and I am obsessed with it. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm angry. I'm mad. I want to throw the book at the wall. Then I want to throw my Kindle, but they're expensive. But it was really good, and I actually read
Yeah,
her other book, and I liked it too. So I guess I really do like her books.
then you need to read Fourth Wing.
I know, I know. I'm not huge into fantasy. I do like to watch fantasy. Like I love Harry Potter. But I also grew up in that stage where it's fun to watch to come out in theaters. But I will read it. I actually haven't even seen Game of Thrones. But I know what happens. I know what
I
happens.
mean, how could you make it this far without knowing what happens, honestly, at this point?
I was
Um,
watching the movie though, and the movie they completely spoiled the seven husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I was like, I haven't read it. And why would you put that in a movie?
oh, yeah, no, you need to read that too.
Yeah, that one is on my list. Yesteryear's on my list too. I'm gonna read that next month.
Yeah, I liked Yesteryear. Um, it didn't turn out the way I thought it would, which I'm okay with, but it just wasn't what I was expecting.
Hmm.
Um, but it's always hard, like especially on social media, like some books like all of a sudden like take off and you're like they're forced in your face and you're just like, well, I need to read this because everybody's reading it. And then you read it and you have such high expectations and then it doesn't happen. So
Actually, you know who I
hard.
really love? I love Jenny Han. Love it. I love her.
That's totally fair. Um, so not a lot of you didn't name a lot of thriller authors, but you're writing a thriller. Do you read a lot of thrillers or
I
no?
do. I do. I Megan Miranda is also a favorite. See, they're coming to me now. I got started into the thriller space by reading all the Megan Miranda books, and all the Missing Girls was my favorite. And so, but I started switching to romance because I'm writing romance now, so I'll be like a hybrid, like thriller and romance.
I love it. That those are my favorites. The ones that like, I don't know, domestic thrillers, my jam.
You can
Um,
kind of see in the other book that I'm kind of segueing with romance into the thriller space.
I love it. I'm gonna have to go back and read the first book now. All right, that's fine. um, what was the last book that you read?
The Mistake, the off-campus book. I was trying to read them before all the TV shows come out because I'm just impatient. I'm curious what each book is like. So I just finished The Mistake last week.
Can you still hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, I think my mic might be dead. Um, do you ever dabble in audiobooks?
I don't. But my one of my books is an audiobook, but I have a hard time with audiobooks. They make me really sleepy. I listen to Crime Junkie when I want to go to bed,
Yes.
but I hate when I wake up in between murders. I'll be asleep
Yeah,
with one, and then all of a sudden there's like a chainsaw accident. And I'm like, wait, I thought this was like a kidnapping, and I have to restart it. But audiobooks are hard for me. I prefer to read them.
that's fair. Um, I used to, before I started listening to audiobooks, I used to do podcasts to fall asleep. And like My Favorite Murder and oh my gosh, I can like hear her voice in my head. There's another true crime one. But same deal. I would not set a sleep timer, and then all of a sudden, like I'd wake up and we'd be on a different murder and be like, hold on, how did we get from here to there? I have to redo it.
It's kind of like a Twilight Zone. It's when you wake up from a nap and it's 10 years later.
Yep, basically. But now I have to do that with books. So like I fall asleep with a book in my ear and I wake up and just like, hold on, I'm missing like 25 minutes of plot line
Then
here.
you'd have to like go back and find where you left off. I feel like that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, I literally just scroll back until like I remember this part, and then I'll sometimes I end up re-listening to parts of it. It's fine. Um, okay. weirdest place that you've gotten hit with a piece of inspiration for books, and did you have to like stop and write it down?
So I get my inspo when I'm working out cardio wise. If I'm on a long run and I need to think of an idea, I'll just go for a really long run and then I'll just talk into my phone really quick and then keep running. Or I'll climb. And so I'll think of it while climbing. Or like the other week though, I thought of like a sentence in a book and I was at Legree and I pulled out my phone and it's like a big no-no. And she was like, the instructor was, "Oh, is it an emergency?" And I was like, "No, it was like a literary thing."
The answer is yes. Yes, it was an emergency.
So they know if I pull my phone out, it's because I'm like, "Oh, this line's really good," blah, blah, and then I put it away really quick. But yeah, so anything like working out cardio wise, it helps me come up with ideas.
Nice. I like it. I like hearing about like what gets you guys in the headspace of like, oh, I have an idea. Um, okay, this book though, where did this come from? I mean, there's a ton of references to obviously like designer clothes and wedding planning. So how did that all come together?
So I thought of it in 2020, and I was between writing that book and the first book I wrote. And I was like just trying to figure out like how I could do it. And then I was just talking about it to myself over and over again, told a few friends, and they said, "Before you write this, read these books and make sure that yours is not similar." And I said, "Okay." So I read a bunch of wedding books to confirm. And I was like, "Okay, we're in a safe space here." And then I don't know, I just was kind of inspired by conspiracy theories, but I won't give anything away. I was
Okay.
also inspired by the wedding industry. I've been in the industry for what, 15, 16 years. And there's just so much that goes on. And there's so many different tiers of weddings. And I originally wanted to design wedding dresses, but I can't sew for shit, like at all. Like I cannot sew. It's impossible for me. I can like crochet, but I cannot sew.
Not so. Okay.
So, needlepoint, yeah, sure. But so obviously I was inspired by wedding dress design, my job, and then I was like, I'm just going to write a wedding murder mystery because I think it'd be really interesting if you show up to your ex-fiance's wedding. And then I also am from Chicago, so a lot of my books, well, the two books I have, they take place in Chicago.
I Yeah, just the entire premise of like her ending up at his wedding, just chef's kiss. Brilliant. Loved it.
I mean, weird things happen. I was at a wedding last year and I was like, I need to go home. It was a bunch of people I dated at this wedding or like their brothers, and I had no idea. And this was like
Oh,
20 years later, and I was like, okay, I need to go, I need to
I
leave.
can't be here.
But I'm contracted, so I had to be there. And then their like wives were giving me stink eye, and I was like, this was like 20 years ago. I was not a great person 20 years ago sometimes. My frontal lobe wasn't even developed. It hadn't even begun. So yeah, I was just kind of inspired by just the chaos of the wedding industry.
I love it. Um, I is it true that the photographers and videographers don't like each other?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
So it's usually a husband and a wife, a photo video team, or it's a random videographer who you've never met and they're contracted by a company, so they don't even really know how to set up, or it's like a photographer that reverse a video or vice versa, and we know each other and we're friendly. But yeah, there's a lot of like clashing.
I feel like, yeah, I can imagine that because like everybody's trying to get similar shots.
It's hard. And if you don't know the videographer and you're going into it and it's just some random person, it makes the day a little harder.
For
But
sure.
there's a lot of amazing videographers, and I do love a lot of them. But there's some that you're just like, oh, okay, okay, cool.
Please get out of my way.
Yeah. There's also, this is fun. This is like, and this might be insulting, but it's not meant to be. Canceled. No, but there's something called, so there's two different types of DJs. And this is what a DJ told me. There's a fedora DJ who's like 50s, 60s. He wears the fedora. He's playing like all like the old like cha-cha slide songs and Cupid Shuffle. But then you have like the regular DJs.
I yeah, I Not insulting. It's just a fact. I feel
It's
like
pretty
at this
funny.
point. Yeah.
So I think about that every time I go to a wedding. I'm like, oh, that's a fedora, DJ.
Um, okay, so I am really, really enjoying this book. I'm on chapter 12. If I don't fall asleep, I would like to try to finish it tonight. We'll see. Where are you in the whole process? Like what, like obviously you have to finish the book. You're working on printing the cover. What comes next, just as like process wise?
So I am skipping, and this is probably bad, but I am skipping the influencer boxes this time.
Okay,
I decided not to do it. Um, I'll send it to a couple people on Book Talk. I sent ARCs to people, but I'm not going to be spending like 100 plus on boxes anymore. I just decided I'd rather have more like organic interactions, and I don't want to force the book on people. So if they like it, awesome, cool, happy. If they hate it, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Like I'd rather know if you don't like it, so then I can do better next time. Um, but the process I'm in is fix the cover and move it slightly over to the middle a little more. And then I'm gonna make Instagram reels for the book. I have to make the promo for it for the book cover reveal, but I'm gonna drop the cover reveal at the same time that I drop the whole book. So that way you can just order it right away.
so
No
cool.
pre-sale, no nothing. Just there it is. So once I film that video, I'm gonna post, and then yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the anxiety I have every time someone is like, "Oh, I'm reading this book," and then I want to crawl in a corner and be like, "Ah!" It's very stressful. I definitely think if you have anxiety as a writer and people are reading your book, it can mentally affect you like a great deal. Um, and you really have to try and like work on it. Like when the first book I read every single review, and I think it drove me crazy. And then if I got a bad review, I would spiral. So I've really learned to just, not everyone's going to like everything. My favorite books, people don't like some of those. And then books people love, I'm like, are you okay? So,
So
but
true.
yeah. So
Check
the
on me.
process is just getting some more ARC reviews and then probably next week just filming the hard launch for the book and just dropping it right away.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm
And
excited for this one.
I like really the whole process just like blows my mind sometimes because um you know, there's some people that are getting like 600 hour creators, and there's some people that are getting none. And then there's PR packages, there's nothing. And there's like, it's just, it's so wild to me that like everyone does something differently. I don't know if the results are different. I'm just on the receiving side of a book and I read it and I like it and I post about it and I review it. Um, but I just like that always just because everybody does stuff differently. So, um,
There's power in the small creators, I will say. You can have 2 million followers, but what's your engagement like? So if
yeah,
you reach out to someone and they offer to promote it, you don't know like their views, you don't know anything. So small creators are important. They're very important. And honestly, I gave a couple copies to some friends and I said, "Let me know what you think, be honest. Like I'm not going to care if you don't like it. If you don't read it, cool." Like but I'd rather just, give out my book for free. Like if I'm on an airplane, sometimes I just leave my book.
I love that.
My friend, my friend bought like a handful of books, and every time he went on a date, he would give it to a girl.
That's
That's a good
brilliant.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I love
he's
that.
best.
Um,
So
so with the first book, obviously like you and I just got in touch recently. So with the first book, um, how was that process different?
it was a lot harder because the timeline, it was dual timeline and like 6 or 7 point of view. It was really difficult. And I'm not that smart, so I was I was going a little cuckoo bananas. But it was just a different process because I also based it on my family. So
Okay.
you have to really separate both. But it's a different process because I didn't understand how to find an editor. I didn't know how to find a good editor. I didn't know. where to find a cover designer. And I ended up going to Reedsy for cover. I don't know how I found, it was a Facebook group that I found the editor. Um, but there was a lot of typos in the book, and it really hurt me to see because I had spent a lot of money on the book. So for the new book, I found a different editor, and it was a very different process, and it was a lot more enjoyable. And the new book, there's only, I won't spoil it, but there's mainly two point of views, and it's mostly the same timeline. But sometimes, like, it will go back to the other character where it starts over. So it was just a
Yeah.
different experience writing this book, and I was more excited. And even though my last book was split, some people liked it, some people didn't, some were neutral, and that's totally fine. But it did teach me that when I'm writing this book, you really can't please everyone. Just do what you want. If you want to do something unhinged and crazy and someone says this would never happen, like, maybe it could, but maybe it wouldn't. Just go for it. Just do it.
No, I mean, I read books to suspend reality for myself. So like, please give me all the weird stuff.
I
Um,
want all the weird stuff. I want things that you're like, that, what? But
yeah,
it was
that would never happen. That's why I want to read about it.
I don't want to read about everyday life. Everyday life is stressful. I don't want to
No,
know how much gas is. I don't even know how much gas is. I drive an electric car now. I couldn't even tell you. I think the last time I checked it was like $6 a gallon here. I think.
that's
Maybe
insane.
more. It's blissfully unaware.
Yeah, no, that consider yourself lucky because gas is not fun right now. um, if you knowing what you know now, and based on where you are in the process of this book, if you could do anything differently, besides maybe the editor, is there any advice that you would give yourself at the beginning of the first book, based on how far you've come with this one?
Name the characters different names, but it'll sound the same. And then I think it's just, I think doing too much can be difficult. So I don't think I'll ever do more than two or three point of views in a book again. And I think dual timelines can be challenging. So I think for the romance book that I'm writing, which would be done in like maybe a year, fingers crossed, it's more fluid. It flows more. It's easier. And I do think that writing it does make it easier on me. It's also easier in the editing process. Romance and thrillers, completely different spaces of writing. The thriller books, you have to really have the story be driven by the suspense, the tension. It's okay if you don't like the characters too much because you just kind of want to know what happens. But then with romance, you need to like the characters. You have to feel the tension. The story matters, but how they get there matters more. So it's just such a different experience writing both of them. Um, but it's fun. Like, I have a good
Yeah,
time doing it. But I do think writing thrillers, you want to do that it's never been done before. And I think that's really tricky too.
I haven't read anything like this one just yet. I'll let you know by the
I hope
end,
not.
but
I'm
so
afraid to share
far,
my ideas online though sometimes. Like, I'm
yeah,
afraid,
no,
what if
it's
people steal?
happening more and more.
I know, I
um,
know. So I kind of keep them hush hush, and I only talk to a few friends about it usually when I'm writing them.
yeah, no, I love it. I hope once the romance is ready to be talked about, I'd love to, I don't know,
Oh,
compare the full processes in the books.
I'll send you one. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
Halfway down
no,
the
that sounds
second
fun.
draft.
Okay. Jeez, you've been busy.
A little bit.
Um, but I read a lot of romance just to break up the darkness of thrillers, and so I think it'd be really cool to go like from a thriller by you to a romance by you. I that'd be cool.
Do you know what
Keep me
book
in mind.
like messed with my head? Lovely Bones. I read that when I was like 13.
Um, yeah, I think I
Bad
might have.
movie though. Bad movie remake. Very unfortunate.
Well, so I think I saw the movie first, which
Bad
was a
move.
mistake. Yeah, obviously. But it was back when like I was kind of like in a lull of reading, like I wasn't reading as much. But as soon as I saw the movie, I went back and I read the book, and then I binged everything by that author. Yeah, that that book messed with me. It will probably forever.
Oh, it still does. I
Yeah,
think about it all the time.
yeah. No, that one lives rent free in my mind for sure. Just like the vibes. like the vibes stay with you.
A
Just,
Good
ugh.
Girl's Guide to Murder was good, but I also did not like the show. Painfully hurts me to say that.
I like the book better. Um, we so the only way that I can get my husband to like engage in talk about books is if there's been a screen adaptation. And then I can make him watch it. We could, and so like I'm sure he gets mad because like we're watching it and be like, well, in the book, and, like he reads a lot of books, but like not the same kind of books that I read. But he likes a good thriller TV show, so um, I don't know. There's a bunch coming out that I am looking forward to making him watch with me. I'm a bad person.
No, you're just educating him.
Yes. Um, okay. So I want to skip really quickly to a question from Ash in the comments. Um, has anyone not nice from high school figured out that you wrote them as a character?
No, no. Because they all kind of blend together, you know?
Yeah,
Like a gum, like gum that you stick on the wall and it's just all in the pile. It's kind of like that.
yeah. They all just piled on top of each other. I could
Yeah.
I could see that.
The gum walls, yeah.
Um, it's fine. Um, okay, and then I really want to be respectful of your time, but I do need to know what is the best compliment a reader can give you?
Um, honestly, just not getting 2 stars. So I'll take a 2.5. I'll take a 3. Four is great, you know?
The best compliment is at least 3 stars. Got it.
Yeah, the best compliment is 3 stars because 3 stars, if you look, when I was spiraling with my first book and I was like, oh my God, is a 3 star bad? 3 star means it was good, but you're not going to really like, you just meh, you liked it, good, but you're not going to like think about it for years to come. I was like, I can live with that. I've had a lot of first dates like that and they weren't that bad. Like they were, I think about them like once in a blue moon and that's it.
Yeah, like it was fine.
Yeah,
Just wasn't
it was
marriage
fine.
material.
It didn't kill me. It was fine.
Yeah, yeah. I lived through it. Um,
But yeah, I think that, and just if even if they reach out, I actually had a really positive experience with the first book. Like I said, some editing issues. And this girl reached out to me and she said, hey, I really like the book. But next time, if you want a proofreader, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. And at first I was like, oh my God.
little
And
passive
again, I have
aggressive.
anxiety. No, it was not meant that way.
Okay.
She said she was a teacher if I ever needed
Oh,
fresh eyes, because I'm an independent author, because it's different when you're with the big five. A
yeah,
lot of it we do ourselves. And with my job with photo, I'm constantly on the computer. I'm constantly editing photos. My eyes are tired. And then you're rereading your book like 10 times and your brain skips over it.
yep.
So this person, she was like, if you ever need help. And so a year later, I reached out and I was like, hey, can I still take you up on that? And she did. She proofread
Oh,
my whole book after I had like an amazing editor and she went through and she found any little minor things and it was perfect. And I was so happy. So that's a compliment for me. If someone reaches out to you enough where they like your book, but they're like, hey, if you ever need this, like I was so happy and now I have a friend, like a new friend.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
So I think even though like it's stressful, I think the nicest thing you can do is just reach out, whether it's offering help or letting you know they liked it. I just think it's really nice.
I I straight up get like super intimidated reaching out to authors because I'm really anxious like you, and so like I'm convinced that I'm bothering people.
Do you replay
Um,
every conversation in your head? Because I do, and I think about it like
um,
20 years later.
yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind, and when I finish this book and I really like it, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah, even if you don't like it, let me know. I'd rather know. I'd rather know.
I don't know what could happen at this point. Um, I mean, I think I'm at like 43%, right? I don't know what could happen at this point that would make me change my opinion. Like, this is one of those situations where, like, we've gotten this far. I like it this much. Unless, I don't want to say it out loud and then it turns out to be true and
But I actually can read your
you
mind,
wouldn't
so
do
I
it.
actually know like what you're thinking. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
No, no, we're good. We're good. I think we'll be fine. Um, anything we can do as readers to continue to support you besides leaving at least 3 stars and telling you we like you?
I mean, I guess just engage with me, talk to me, reach out. I do think it's hard. Okay, I do think it's hard to grow your social media with some newer accounts because I'm an OG Instagrammer. I've had Instagram since 2012.
The beginning.
Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. And it was a lot easier back then. And I think now it's just a little more challenging. There's a lot of, I don't know the term. I think it's called like ghost watching or something. And I just want people to reach out. That's it. Just engage.
Yeah, there's a lot of lurking. Um, yeah, I don't know what it's actually called, but um,
But there's like a whole term for
I'm
it. I'm going to look it up after because I remember
yeah,
seeing a whole TikTok about it.
you owe me
So
like 6 terms.
I know I'm going
There's
to
like
literally go look at them. I'm going to look them up and send them to you. And
there's a
a
bunch
water
of
cleaning kit.
yes, and a link to a water cleaning kit, please.
But yeah, I think just the world's such an isolating place. And I think, it's the same thing. If I see someone out and I like their outfit, I'm going to tell them. If I see something on Instagram, I'm going to reach out and tell you like, "Oh, this is really pretty," or "Oh, I really like that." Because I just think that we need to not be afraid of talking to each other. I
We
love
made it.
meeting strangers and talking to them, and I
Yes.
contribute like MySpace and AOL for that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We grew up in a very special age. Um, but I will say that like some of the internet strangers that I've made have become some of my best friends. So
I met a stranger at the beach like 15 years ago, and she's one of my best friends. She asked me if I had wax for a surfboard because she saw that my boyfriend at the time was surfing, and I was like, "Who are you?" Best friends ever since.
I love that. That's amazing. All right, so we're gonna close out with the question that I wanted to be the first question, but then I changed my mind. Um, go to pizza order.
Easy. A classic cheese pizza, thin crust, extra sauce, spicy sauce.
Spicy sauce.
Yeah, just like the tomato has like a little kick to it, just like a little bit.
Okay. Um, are you getting this from a special place?
Well, I did ask them for the recipe because I don't live there anymore and they turned me down. So I guess you
Oh,
can't like ask for recipes from places. It's called Barnaby's Pizza. It's in Northbrook slash like Skokie Highland Park border. I think it's been around for 80 or 100 years, to be honest.
okay.
They had two, but they closed one. So they have a cornmeal crust pizza. It's super thin and the cheese is just like perfectly melted and the sauce has a kick to it. So I've been trying to like Google how to make it, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna,
Or I'll flirt my way to the recipe. No
yeah.
shame.
No, we'll do it. Like be like, hey, free publicity. We will make your pizza on live.
I know.
Let's do
But I know. Sometimes I ask if I really like a recipe, but I understand, but I'm not going to sell it. I just really want it because I haven't had it. And every time I go home, I drive an hour and I go pick it up.
I love that. That's loyalty right there.
Well,
Um,
exactly when they should give me the recipe.
yeah, I agree. Like, longtime customer, big time fan. Please give me the pizza recipe.
And then Lou
Um,
Malnati's, by the way. You can also order Lou's to your house.
oh,
Dry ice. They ship. That's
hmm,
a deep dish. That's for a little extra.
hmm. I don't know. I was in Chicago. I spent the summer in Chicago, and I heard great things about the pizza. Um, and not it wasn't bad. I would give it 3 stars. Um, but I don't know. I'm not a deep dish person, and
Which
that's
one did you
basically why I
have?
was there.
Uno's, Lou's, or Gino's? Or I think
I
there's one
think it
called
was
the Claws.
Gino. I think it was
You
Gino's.
gotta try them all. Because maybe one's a 3.5.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. Well, I don't see myself going back, but if I do, I will. We'll go go on a pizza tour. I love that. Hi, puppers. Oh
Do you
my
want to show
goodness.
the internet how you eat whipped cream? Come on.
Oh my gosh. You said whipped cream and he's like, yep.
Took out my dog with a whipped cream can.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the best. Look at those ears. Oh,
Well, thank you for having me.
yes. Thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun. Um, I cannot wait to finish this book, hopefully tonight, and yell into the internet void about it.
Nice
Have a
meeting
great
you.
night. Yeah, nice meeting you in virtual person.
Hey,
Um,
this is
have
an
a
updated AOL chat room. I'll give you my address.
yes, yes, please send me your address. All right, awesome. Well, have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.